air traffic control systems, personnel, and safety. This hearing is of vital importance to ensure the safety of our national airspace, and I want to thank our Chairwoman Cantwell, Ranking Member Cruz, and Ranking Member Moran for their help in making this hearing happen. Too much of our nation's air traffic control equipment, technology, and infrastructure is outdated. Today, we will have an opportunity to hear from stakeholders about the challenges these aging systems create for our air traffic controllers and what needs to be done to keep our airspace safe. We will be hearing from the Government Accountability Office Information Technology and Cybersecurity Director, Kevin Walsh. Thank you for being here. National Air Traffic Controller Association Chief of Staff, Dean Acopelli. Hopefully I said that correctly. Thank you. Airline Pilots Association President, Captain Jason Ambrosi. Welcome. Professional Aviation Safety Specialist President, Dave Sparrow. Thank you. And Reason Foundation Senior Transportation Policy Analyst, Mark Scribner. Thank you for being here. Before I proceed to my opening statement, I want to just make a comment that I am saddened to learn of FAA Administrator Whitaker's plan to resign next month. His leadership has been invaluable during this critical time in aviation safety. His oversight of Boeing production has been essential, and I hope the efforts he spearheaded on that front will continue. Our aviation system is safer because of his service, and we are grateful to him for it. I will now recognize myself for the opening statement. In the years immediately following the pandemic, we witnessed an alarming series of close calls in commercial aviation. Last year, we saw a terrifying image of a JetBlue flight attempting to land in Boston that came within 400 feet of a Learjet taking off. In Austin, we saw a FedEx cargo plane attempt to land on the same runway where a Southwest 737 was about to take off. The two aircraft came within less than 200 feet of each other. Our committee held hearings and worked in a bipartisan manner to pass an FAA Reauthorization Act to make our skies safer. The new law, which is still being implemented, makes important investments in air traffic controller staffing and surface detection technology. But we cannot rest on our laurels. Safety requires constant vigilance, which leads me to today's hearing. The safety of the flying public depends upon well-equipped air traffic control systems. Our air traffic controllers work tirelessly to manage our national airspace, but they rely on increasingly outdated facilities and equipment. Following the January 2023 NOTAM system outage, which resulted in 1,300 flight cancellations, nearly 10,000 delays, and a shutdown of the national airspace, the FAA conducted an operational risk assessment to evaluate the sustainability of all air traffic control systems. In September, drawing upon that work, the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, conducted its own analysis and issued a report warning FAA actions are urgently needed to modernize aging systems. 51 of our nation's 138 air traffic control systems are unsustainable. That's more than 1/3. According to the GAO, 17 of these systems are critical for safety and efficiency, yet FAA will not be able to modernize some for 10 to 13 years, and as of May 2024, did not even have investments planned for 4 of them. Some ATC equipment is getting so old, service and replacement parts are no longer available. For example, replacement antennas are no longer available for beacons used to determine the location of some aircraft during the en route portion of their flight. Manufacturer support is no longer available for the most common types of equipment and in instrument landing systems, which FAA maintains at our airports. Worse, when FAA replaces aging equipment, the process sometimes takes so long, the new equipment is outdated by the time it actually gets deployed. To be clear, keeping FAA properly equipped is not an entirely new issue. It has challenged lawmakers and administrations from both parties for decades. What's new, however, is the context in which we find ourselves. Our air traffic control equipment and facilities are aging, while our system is still under post-pandemic stress and contending with rising demand. Close calls are still happening. A few notable examples from this year demonstrate the type of safety risks that we're seeing. In April, a JetBlue Embraer 190 had to abort takeoff at Reagan National Airport when a Southwest 737 was about to cross the same runway. In May, an American A319 had to abort takeoff at DCA after reaching about 100 miles per hour because a smaller plane was on a final approach to an intersecting runway. In September, an Alaska Airlines 737 aborted takeoff in Nashville to avoid a Southwest 737 that was about to cross the same runway. The Alaska plane braked so hard its tires blew out, reportedly. There is a growing consensus across a wide range of aviation stakeholders that Congress needs to address this issue. We need modern, sustainable air traffic control systems to keep the flying public safe. And I look forward to hearing from our witnesses about how best we can achieve that. And since Ranking Member Moran is not here for his statement, I will recognize our Chairwoman Cantwell, for her opening statement. Oh, wait, is he here? Oh, Senator Cruz? Senator Cruz.